Alrighty, guys, what's up? So, have any of you ever thought of actually making your own zombie game? I know I have. Actually, a while ago, I used to I was coming up with like concepts to actually make a zombie game. So that's what we're gonna do here. We're just gonna do this for fun. We're gonna actually make a zombie game. We're gonna take a look at some of the games that are coming up, some of the games that have already been made. We'll try to make the ultimate open world survival zombie game. So to start off this thing, we're gonna kick off with the location of the game. Now, if you remember Dead Island, let's pull up Dead Island. I think one thing that really drew people in with Dead Island was the location, being in a tropical paradise. It was really, really cool. And of course, eventually you could move on to like a city and the sewers and different locations and a prison at the end. But the tropical setting is key, and a lot of people have tried to recreate that in games. I think that does really well. But let's jump to the day before. The day before is a huge upcoming game that people are very, very intrigued about, and it's not because of really the zombie thing, but it's just supposedly everything the game can offer. So what we're going to first draw from the day before is going to be its location. I mean, look at this game. It takes place in a huge open world New York City. Is it New York City? I don't know. It sure looks like that to me. Now, what's really important about the city environment is that we can actually go into the buildings and we can explore and we can get a bunch of loot, set up shop, set up camp, whatever, build bases. It has big open farmlands and a huge forest area, but there's supposed to be snow-capped mountains in the day before, and we only got some screenshots of that, so I'm still waiting to get some footage on that. So I think for location, guys, we're going to just draw from the day before, and then I would definitely add in Dead Island. The tropical paradise setting is always freaking awesome and cool to do. Now, we're going to move on from location to what type of game it actually is, like an RPG, an MMO, co-op, etc. We're going to add all that. It's going to be single player, co-op, and then MMO and RPG. It's going to be all of it. It's going to have everything, this game. And again, we're going to draw this from the day before because supposedly the day before is allowing us to play their game single player, co-op, or with friends, or on servers, and have it be like a DayZ style game where you run into a bunch of people, do some PvP, stuff like that. So we're gonna take that stuff for sure because it's what people like. Some people like single player, some people like to do role-playing games and massive multiplayer games. So we're gonna take all that. All right, moving on from the location of this game, guys, we're going to get into combat. So there's a lot of games that have offered some decent combat. You got Days Gone, The Last of Us, State of Decay. I'm going to go with, you can play this game first person and third person. So that gives all the people, because some people like first, some people don't like first, they like third. We're going to offer both. We're going to give you first and third. And we're going to go with combat like Dying Light. All right, let's pull up some Dying Light here. I got to say, first person combat is probably the best is Dying Light. And we'll go with Dying Light 2, whatever. Dying Light 1, Dying Light 2. And in third person mode, it's got to be State of Decay. The combat in State of Decay, when you're in third person, is top notch, using melee weapons and using the guns. So I guess just kind of like imagine a DayZ where because you could play first and third person in DayZ. So kind of imagine that. What about the zombies? Okay, we got any zombie game, right? You got to have actually good zombies. Now I think they're more traditional zombies in the day before. So what we're gonna go with is actually Days Gone. All right, let's pull up Days Gone. If you guys never played this, it's actually a really cool game. And the reason we're gonna go mainly with Days Gone is because the hordes of zombies that are in this game are freaking awesome. They're freaking amazing, and that's what most zombie games should bring you: big, giant hordes of zombies. Now I know there's limitations when developers make these games, but we're putting aside limitations for this game that we're making, and we're gonna have big ass hordes of freaking zombies. Now the only competitor I would say is maybe State of Decay, because they've really, and Dying Light and Dead Island, they put out some variants of zombies, like, spitters, exploders, ferals, juggernauts. I think it originated from Dead Island, but we could throw in some special zombies. But I really like Days Gone and just the hordes of zombies, and there are some special ones in Days Gone too. So that's what we're gonna go for when it comes to the zombies that are in the game. I'm gonna pick the ones from Days Gone. The Last of Us and stuff, not so much. I mean, they're okay, but definitely I like the ones that are in Days Gone and the big ass hordes. So that's what we're gonna have in this game. Now we're gonna move on from the zombies to the story. What are we going to take for a story? Because this is going to be a story mode too, okay? You're going to have open world, survival, co-op, single player, multiplayer, but there is going to be a story. No game has ever combined all these things together, and that's what we're doing for fun. So what would we take for a story, guys? What would be the best open world zombie story game that has been made so far? Well, I would say probably The Last of Us. So that's what we're going to do. Days Gone was decent. The story behind that was really good, I think, or it was okay. But the one that really got it for me was The Last of Us. The Last of Us 1, not number 2. I actually never played number 2, but number 1 was awesome. It was like so immersive, and going through the different settings through the city and all the different things that you would go through during that story was really, really amazing to me. I loved The Last of Us, so that's what we're going for our story mode in this game. Alright guys, I think we pretty much covered everything for the most part. We covered the locations that the game would have, we covered the zombie types, the combat, what type of combat it would be, what kind of story, the game might offer. I think the last thing that we're going to put in here is base building. Okay, so any open world survival game usually has base building of some kind. Even in DayZ, you can build bases, and you got to be able to do it. You got to be able to go into the city, kind of find a spot that you want to build a base. We're going to give you a bunch of options like 7 Days to Die. So the last part of the video is 7 Days to Die. That is the ultimate sandbox crafting game. So we're going to add that into the game that we're making. So you're basically going to have all the stuff we already talked about, but you're going to be able to have this sandbox open world that you can build, and you can craft basically anything that you can imagine. And also too, I will add for loot in the game. I definitely want to go more like Dead Island, where you can find legendary items and rare items. So we got to have a looter, shooter, open world, survival, sandbox, building, crafting, story mode, zombie game. Like, geez, that's a lot to say in one sentence right there. Let me know what you guys think of this idea for this game. I know this video is probably a little bit longer of me just talking about this stuff. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, guys. This is the ultimate best ever open world zombie game. This is what I would make. I know there's limitations when you make games, and it's just hard for everyone to put everything in that I talked about. I think a lot of people have big hopes for the day before, because it is probably the closest thing to what I'm talking about, but we'll see. Stalkers 2 has been delayed. Let's hope the day before actually does happen in June, and we get a beta or something like that, which obviously I'm going to cover on the channel, guys. But let me know what you think. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'm out of here. Peace.